Hi folks, I'm the two guys that ride. Today I'm out here at the Minneapolis Boat Show, and I am here with Dave with Freedom Boat Service. Dave,
how are you, man?
It's nice to see you again.
Great to see you.
Always a pleasure.
It's always fun.
You always bring some nice boat with you. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't bring the dinghy today, but...
Well, we tried to bring something that's good enough that it kind of stops people in their tracks as they come by the booth.
This certainly does. So tell us what it is.
So this is a 1940, 24.5 foot Garwood custom sedan. The custom sedan part of it is the hardtop.
The hardtop, okay.
So this hull was built by Garwood in 3 versions. There was an open utility boat with 3 seats in it. There was the sedan version, and then there was also a version called Overnighter that kind of has a little trunk cabin on the foredeck.
Is that? Do you have that one?
We have one of those that we take care of.
We saw that.
We've been on that.
Yes, we've been on that one. So we do have a
Yeah.
video on that one if you check our channel.
Yeah, so this is the exact same hull as the Overnighter.
Okay. But just you got the
this
sedan
was
top.
This was the sedan version, and why did they do that? Well, a lot of these boats were delivered to places where people lived on islands.
Okay.
And a covered boat was kind of like the station wagon to go from shore to the island home in all weather.
Right.
You know,
you have to go get groceries back, whatever.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's usually where these ended up originally.
Man, I mean that makes absolute sense because you would want to be covered.
Yeah.
In the elements, whether it's rain or snow, whatever it was.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're going across the distance, and you want your whatever you have brought with you dry as well.
But the side windows slide open, and the windshield panels, you can see the trim around them, those cantilever open.
Oh, I can see. Okay, I can see the. Oh, that's the hinge on top.
So, and the window panels only have to be open an inch or two to get good airflow,
ventilation through there
in the summer.
Yeah, I mean it's got 2 windows on each side.
Right.
So that coupled with ones in the front.
It flows.
Open up too much more, you might have a mini tornado.
Right.
Whirlwind in there. Okay, so I just always love the looks on these boats. With this is mahogany.
This is mahogany.
Okay.
And the initial Garwood consumer boat was a 33-foot baby Gar, of which they built 55, starting in 1922 and ending in 1933.
Okay. So it wasn't a real long-run business.
It wasn't
as far as the boat.
It wasn't a real, but the Garwood boat business was Garwood's personal thing.
Okay.
And his management at Garwood Industries hated the boat division because the boat division never made any money.
Okay.
And in fact, Garwood announced his retirement in 1946, and the next day, the board and the management announced they were discontinuing boat production that day.
Wow. They must really not have liked it.
They did not like it at all.
So this has a Scripps.
This is a Scripps V12 engine.
Okay.
Yes.
So where did the Scripps come from?
Scripps engines were built in Detroit.
Okay.
Primarily, they were a marine engine company.
They were
and associated uses for things like stationary water pumps, stationary generators.
Okay.
Those types of applications. So the way they were used indicates they had a pretty good reputation for reliability and longevity, because there were applications where they'd run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right.
So this particular V12 architecture was developed specifically for boats. The compression was very low. This is about 6.5 to 1 compression. The displacement was huge. The RPMs are low. This is a 2400 maximum RPM engine.
Ooh, wow.
And it's all about torque and spinning a really big propeller.
Okay.
So it's low RPM, low compression, horsepower doesn't matter, but you need a lot of torque. So this boat will go 45 miles an hour
Ooh.
with the Scripps V12 at 2,000 RPM.
Oh, wow. Let's walk to the back for a minute. I want to take a look at this is the beautiful back end of these boats. It's
Sure.
just
All right,
just
let's do
gorgeous.
it.
So, I just love this whole shape. I mean, it's just something about it. All right, so exhaust,
Yes,
right, out of that beautiful V12. Oh, the sound.
the sound.
Oh, that's something you can listen to all day. And then these were just air vents, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
So and these are the exit vents.
Yeah.
The
Entry
intake
would be
vents are on the side of the cabin.
And then forced air.
That's providing not only air for the carburetor, but also air flow to ventilate the bilge.
Okay, so where exactly is the engine located? Is it right back here, or is it mid-engine?
It's under the box, kind of in the center.
Properly
of the boat.
spaced in the
Yes.
middle section for balance and everything else. Just like a sports car.
Right.
All right. So was this a common, color scheme where the top would be the natural mahogany and then the bottom you would paint?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. In every instance, the bottom gets painted.
Okay, and that's just for wear and tear on the water because it sits in there all the time, right?
Right.
Prevent algae growth, that kind of stuff. Allows you to seal that bottom a little better than what's
Right.
supposed. Okay. These are just, I think, steps.
That's correct. Yes. Step
Okay,
pads to
and then
step
just
in
tie
under the
outs
boat.
right here. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I would love to take a look at the inside.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay, so man, I'll tell you what, I had to take a moment, folks, just to sit and just kind of take it in. I was telling Dave, I can't remember, if wood could talk, how many conversations
Right.
would we be hearing? It's just, the craftsmanship is amazing. It's just so fun to see this. Okay, so this is back where we would typically have the mother-in-laws. We don't know this boat. The mother-in-law's loved a little bit more because she's allowed to
move
access the
forward.
cabin.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly right.
So now your company has restored the boat, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
So this is all what we would have seen originally from the factory.
Yes.
Okay. What is the floor? It's just a wooden floor, but you've got some type of rubber.
Right. It's a rubber mat designed to be not slippery.
Okay. Would they have originally had something like that in the?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the original stuff. And it may look familiar from cars of the era.
Okay.
Teens
Right.
and 20s cars often had a rubber floor matting material before carpet. So we have the leather upholstery here that is the correct original Garwood color and texture. You can feel
Really?
there's
Yeah,
kind
oh
of
yeah, there's
pattern
definitely a
to it,
texture.
but this is the Garwood stuff.
How do you get that?
We have it made.
Okay, but I mean, okay, so typically with the furniture like this, you'd have to have a stamp or you'd have to have something that would
Right.
have that. So did you just sit there going, okay, no, this is, we got to make one because it doesn't exist anymore? Or did you find an old one? Or did you just sit there putz around going, no, make another one that's almost right now, let's change this, let's make another one?
No, we've had boats that had upholstery in them that were good enough to use as a pattern for
to
the leather
copy.
company to say,
Man.
oh, okay, that's and actually we eventually found the leather company
Okay.
that had the original roller to press this.
And you
this
have
pattern. Yeah.
it. Holy buckets.
Yep.
You can't get much more original than that.
You can't.
Wow. Okay. So the engine, of course, is mounted in this beautiful box that you got, again, you got the cushion on there. You can sit on there if you want.
Right.
But that's that Scripps V12. And you're going to notice when I turn the camera around that on my side, it stops. It's the bench seat. It's
Correct.
the middle row.
The middle row.
And there is a little door. So is that just storage under there?
That one is just storage.
Okay.
But when we get up to the front, one of the storage compartments is actually an ice box.
Oh, nice. All right, let's go take a look.
Okay. That is a Scripps V12. So the cylinders are cast in pairs. So we have a piston there, piston there, and there are 3 sets of castings there, the flat head and the cylinder below. This is dual ignition. There are 2 distributors that are here and here.
Yep. Okay.
And the 1920s purpose of 2 distributors, particularly for aircraft, was redundancy. So if you had one that failed,
you get
the
another
other one
Okay.
might continue to work.
Right.
And so one of the spark plugs, each cylinder has 2 spark plugs. So in an aircraft engine, one of the spark plugs would be run by this distributor, one would be run by this distributor.
Okay.
However, the Scripps V12 actually runs as if it were 2 separate 6-cylinder engines joined together at the crankshaft.
Okay.
So in this instance, the distributor on the right side of the engine runs the right 6 cylinders. The engine on the left side runs the left 6
So hypothetically,
cylinders.
if one side of your engine went, the other one would continue to go.
Hypothetically, yes.
You mean you haven't tested that theory out,
No,
Dave?
no, we would try not to do that. But likewise with the redundancy, we get 2 coils, and these distributors are set up to fire both cylinders, both spark plugs per cylinder, just a few degrees in rotation off.
Okay.
So it's spark, spark.
Oh, really?
And the idea behind that is that you get a longer duration spark to power the combustion part of the cycle.
What a beautiful work of art, man. That is just something to look at all on its own. All right.
Good.
Well, let's go take a look at the passenger's quarters.
Okay.
Tell us about the driver's home.
Well, the major boat manufacturers, 20s, 30s, 40s, were all located around Detroit.
Okay.
Chris-Craft, Garwood, Hackercraft were all there.
Okay.
And one of the reasons was that all of the automotive manufacturing technology was also available to the boat builders.
Okay.
One of the places that we see that is in the dashboard. So the steering wheel is an automotive steering wheel that they bought from a steering wheel manufacturer. It wasn't
Built for a boat.
built for a boat necessarily.
Yeah.
The whole steering column and steering gear at the bottom of the column are automotive,
Okay.
and the instruments are automotive. This is a Stewart Warner gauge package that was designed for and sold to Garwood originally.
Okay.
And so we have a tachometer in the center, which in a car would be a speedometer. And then we have amps, oil pressure, gas gauge, temperature. So the 4 outside instruments would be the same in an automotive application, but the center dial is tachometer versus speedometer.
Okay, so what about the switches that are below? I mean, of course, nothing is labeled. You would just remember what these are.
Right. There would be navigation lights, and then there would be instrument lights. The reason that the instrument lights are separate from the
Bugs in the cabinet.
is that you get a glare.
Oh.
So you wouldn't necessarily have the instrument lights on always at night. You would turn them on and off if you wanted
just
to
need
read
to see.
the
Okay.
instruments.
Okay.
And then we have a fabulous spotlight up here that's mounted on the cabin roof, and we can turn it and then
it rotates it.
raise and lower it
Oh, both.
as well. And the switch for the spotlight is
It's
the
on
dash
there.
as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that's just amazing. Now, the lever here that looks like a, it looks like a nice handbrake, you know. So, forward and reverse?
Forward, neutral, and reverse.
Okay. All right. You know, right below that, underneath the dash here, I'll see if I can get a picture. I think you have an original fire extinguisher, or at least it looks like.
Yes, it is an original brass fire extinguisher.
Oh man, that is neat.
They are no longer legal.
No, but it's
So
for
it's empty,
right.
but it's for looks.
Right.
And now, thanks to the technology, we have an automatic system mounted in the engine compartment
That you put in when you restore.
temperature
Yeah. Sensitive.
triggered. If
There is a little door up to the front.
yes, and that's really just for access to storage.
Okay, that's just extra storage down there.
Yes.
Yeah. Would not be considered a sleeping compartment.
Not at all. Well, you could probably.
You probably could. You wouldn't really want to.
You wouldn't really want to.
Okay, so I see the little spot here where the inside window cabin front windows
Yes.
will slide up and down
Uh-huh.
and rotate right out to vent. And of course, we can see what we talked about on the outside there about the windows sliding. Very nice and easy. You got the little push lever
Right.
on the window, so you can slide it
close
forward
it,
or back
yep.
real easy. And you do have, and this would have been original too. You would have had a dome light up here, right?
Absolutely.
I love that ceiling. Look at that.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh man. Okay, now you've got more storage behind.
Yes, and of course, refrigeration in this era was done with what's called an ice box, and there was ice delivered to your home by cart
Okay.
and carried up to your ice box prior to electric refrigeration.
Okay.
So this boat is also equipped with an ice box.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen one
So
in a boat.
on this side here with the rack is where down and up you would put the things you wanted to keep cold.
Okay.
And then over on this side you can see the corrugated material here. The ice would
yeah.
be set in there,
Okay.
and as it melted, this is all drained to the bilge of the boat.
Oh, seriously? So it doesn't? It's not like it drips on the floor.
No,
it goes.
it just goes
not
right
in a
into
Garwood.
the building. So this is all lined
Oh, look
with,
at that! It's a tin.
with tin.
Well, you would not have guessed that. I mean, we don't have a lot of light in here, but I thought that was wood.
Right, no, that's all.
It's painted to look like it.
It's all tin.
So cold things on this side,
and the actual
ice on that
chunk
side.
of ice, square
Square,
chunk
like a
ice.
block of ice, literally
Block
like
of
a
ice.
block.
Yeah.
We have some storage on the other side here.
Right, and that's more just for
Okay, it's just the normal storage.
normal storage.
Okay, man, that is beautiful. Now, the seats up here, of course, same treatment as the seat in the back.
Yes.
You know, I gotta say, they're comfortable.
Yes, they are, and the similar process was used as would have been used in living room furniture at the time. So the cushions are kapok stuffed, which is a hollow fiber that floats. So
Okay.
it was before foam.
Oh.
The cushions were kapok.
Okay.
And then the seat backs are done in horsehair and then cotton batting over the horsehair.
And you
to
still do it the
provide-
same way.
We do it the same way.
Thank you, Dave.
Oh,
It's
thank
always
you.
fun visiting with you. I not only enjoy the awesome boats you bring, but learning about the boating history.
It's fun to be able to learn all this. That's one of the greatest things about my job is I get to learn something new every day.
Well, we get to learn a little bit from you, so thank you for sharing, Dave. We sure appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And folks, I can't turn the camera around right now, but I'm right behind it, and thanks for watching.